Long flight back east, but first, Dan Campbell.
You know, proud of the guys. You know, they were ready to go, and they came out, they competed, and, you know, and we were able to finish that one out. And a number of guys played really good for us, played really, really well. And, you know, I thought Golf had a big game. That offensive line, Gibbs, J-Mo, Saint, you know, defensively, there was a number of guys. Certainly Kirby came up big with 2 picks that were big. And anyway, it was just, it was wanted to play complementary football. We did that, and I was really proud of the guys.
Dan, we know your mentality. You spoke about it this week about playing the guys, not resting starters. Just talk about why that was so important for you to come out and have the guys play and get this victory with the starters and rotation as well.
Yeah, look, there's nothing easy about this, you know, and there's a number of things you got to decide, and you know, we don't get to prepare those other guys because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, you don't know what's going to happen for first, second down, third down, red zone leading into the week. And so, you know, for example, like Hooker's not getting those reps. Those are Golf's reps because we don't know. And that's just one example. And so it's not fair. I just don't believe it's fair to put in a guy who's not prepared to play, especially a young player. And then you can only sit 6 guys. So who are all those 6? Well, we can just, all right, who are the 6? And then the other guys that don't, was it fair to them that we're not using everything we've got? We flew out here, we prepared this way, we came out to win, and that's ultimately what it came to. And yeah, you do, you cross your fingers, nobody gets hurt. I mean, it's tough. And we were fortunate, you know, we got out. And now it's on to the next one.
Kirby, I think he had 7 picks in the first 10 games. Had been a little bit of a drought here, but just stepped up in a huge way. 2 big ones that you guys turned into 14 points. Just whenever you guys have needed a kind of a play, it seems like he's been able to step up. Just how proud are you of him? 9 picks on the year now.
Yeah, really, really proud. I mean, it's what we talked about. It was when we needed it the most, man, he came up big. And I mean, you know, we've been talking about it. We knew we needed to get takeaways, and it was just another example of playing complementary football. And man, he came up in a big way, you know. And not just that, the picks, but you know, he had some critical tackles in this game, and just really showed up for us. So that was big.
Kirby had those big picks, obviously, but you guys didn't force a punt. Just how do you feel overall about your defense and its readiness for the playoffs right now?
Yeah, I wanted to. For me, it's do you want to play a little bit better? Yeah, you do in areas, but we calmed some things down in the second half. AG and those guys did a good job, and we talked about, man, disruption and takeaways, and we got those, and that's the world we got to live in, you know. So I feel good. And because I know that the most important thing is that we do complement each other. And when we need it, offense has got to show up. And defense, if we're not able to score, they got to show up. And we did that. And then we still got special teams, you know, that we hadn't even talked about yet. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
What you said about the, you know, the not resting the starters, did you get even a little bit of a niche after the Vikings and obviously playing the starters? How does that set you up for the Vikings this week on a short week? Does it give you any kind of benefit for momentum, anything like that?
Well, you know, yeah, I'm probably like you guys that were all here, woke up at 2 or whatever this was this morning. And, yeah, it was on my mind, you know. I mean, I thought a lot about it, you know. I thought about it leading up to the game. I thought about it last night. I told the staff. But I ended up settling on the right thing to do was play these guys, and because we owed it to the team, you know, and it was just one of those positions we were in. It's just hard to say who you're going to sit, and it's not fair to ask guys to play that haven't been prepared to play, you know. So yeah, that was tough, and I think the biggest thing is there was things we wanted to do better than we did last week, and we did. We cleaned a lot of things up offensively. I thought defensively we talked about getting takeaways. We got takeaways, and so that'll always serve you well going into the next week. And look, there was never going to be anything. You know, we knew what this is. You're out on the West Coast, you go, man, it's all good. That's what we do. You know what I mean? This is what we do. Like, we love it hard. And this is our deal right now. So we're looking forward to this, everything about this week.
Speaking of what you do.
All right, so back on task. The focus now fixed on the Vikings and a shorter prep time than Minnesota would have. You got to think about it. The Lions doing their press, getting a bite, hopping a flight. Back in Detroit, what, best case? 5 a.m., 6 a.m., catch some sleep, back in the facility. It's Wednesday already for the Detroit Lions. Let's just put it that way. We're going to decide a 1 seed in the NFC next Sunday, Sunday Night Football, Lions and Vikings.